Hey guys, this is Mark, and I got a quick message to the ASD Level 1 husbands out there. Would you say that your neurotypical wife has said she has Cassandra syndrome? Yeah, Cassandra syndrome. Not sure what that is. Maybe ask her. So if your NT wife has said, I think I'm suffering from the symptoms of Cassandra syndrome, maybe you would want to do something about it. As in, change your behavior. And I can help you do that because I happen to have an ASD Level 1 men's only group. Can you imagine that? Just for you guys, to help you cultivate some social skills and emotional literacy in the context of your neurodiverse marriage so that you can get out of the doghouse. So link is below the video in the description area and in the comments section. Hey guys, this is Mark, and I got a message to the autistic individuals out there who suffer from high anxiety. Thinking and brain chemistry is a two-way street. While your thoughts influence your brain chemistry also influences your thoughts. For example, if you're thinking about things that make you feel anxious, your brain releases more cortisol, which can then make you feel even more anxious. So know that every thought releases some type of a chemical. When positive thoughts are generated, when you're feeling happy or optimistic, cortisol decreases and the brain produces serotonin, creating a feeling of well-being. Now, most people don't think about the fact that their thoughts are chemical, and many people don't think about how to use their thoughts to manage their brain chemistry. Listen, your brain chemistry is your mental health. If it's optimally balanced, you feel good and you function well. Let's just break it down, make it real simple. Your disorder is emotional immaturity. But it's kind of weird because when you're not stressed, your emotional age is right up there with your chronological age. It's a very tricky thing, this regression. Autism spectrum disorder is very tricky. When you're okay inside, nobody would know that you have autism. Maybe your coworkers, most of your family and friends, they have no clue. It's such an unforgiving disorder because you function so well in most other areas of life. You do fine at work. You have friends, get along with the neighbors. They don't even have no clue that you have ASD Level 1. But they're not witnessing what goes on behind closed doors when your very socially and emotionally complicated wife is trying to deal with you or trying to make you connect with her. So every time you have an adult temper tantrum, shut down, meltdown, your disorder got you again. It got you again and sucked you down to being a child. And you had your little temper tantrum. And then after that, your wife is hurt. And then a few days later, you're regretting that you did it. When you have a meltdown, shutdown, autism wins again. Hey guys, this is Mark, and I got a quick message to the neurotypical wives out there that feel like they may be suffering from Cassandra syndrome, which is being on the receiving end of emotional neglect and even the emotional abuse. I have a recovery group coming up soon, and I want you to participate. So please join me in the group and go to CassandraSyndromeRecovery.com to join. That's CassandraSyndromeRecovery.com. I'll see you there. Hey guys, quick message to men on the autism spectrum, or females too, of course. ASD Level 1, we're talking about, formerly called Asperger's syndrome, is a disorder such that the social and emotional brain is slightly underdeveloped. So to make a long story short, your emotional age is much younger than your chronological age. So when you have an adult temper tantrum, or you have a meltdown, or you have a shutdown, you have regressed per your disorder to a much younger age. Let's say chronologically you're 45. When you melt down, shut down, you have regressed to somewhere between an 8-year-old and a 14-year-old emotionally. So the point of this video is, when you melt down or shut down, I want that to be a red flag for you. I've just regressed. My disorder got me again. And then in that moment, you can choose to behave more like your chronological age of 45.
It might be fortune telling where I can read her facial cues or her body language and I can tell something's wrong. And so I'm anticipating that things will turn out badly, and I feel convinced that my prediction is an already established fact. Because she looks upset, therefore I'm in trouble. Where the hell did I become a fortune teller? No. People often look upset and have nothing to do with you. So to plug that fortune-telling business back into the ABCD model, if she's complaining to me that I'm not following through, I may forecast a disastrous result based on this conversation. Okay, well, she's going to complain, and then I'm going to explain why I haven't done it yet, and then that's going to make her mad, and then she's going to raise my anxiety, and then I'm going to have to take a shutdown for 3 or 4 hours or 3 or 4 days. So I'm launching way ahead in the future. You see where I'm coming from?
Quick message to neurodiverse couples. It's not uncommon for the neurotypical wife to fear abandonment, while the autistic husband fears intimacy. So you can see we've got one hell of a dilemma there. Hey, this is Mark, and I got a quick message to the neurotypical wives out there. A lot of times you want to discuss things with your autistic husband, but he views your discussions as fighting and arguments. And I'll even ask the NT wife, well, what was going on there that he's viewing that as a fight? And she'll go, no, we weren't fighting. We weren't arguing. We were just discussing. Okay, well, your discussing downloads to him as fighting, and he's not going to want to discuss, which means there's no way to come to any kind of resolution about the relationship problems. So you're going to have to find a way to soften up your discussions because he keeps downloading it as fighting. So why do we have emotional pain? Well, it may sound great to never have emotional pain, but emotional pain evolved and exists in humans because it can be a life-saving and a sanity-saving mechanism. In fact, people that are genetically predisposed to not have much in the way of emotional pain are called serial killers, serial rapists, sociopaths, psychopaths, and people with antisocial personality disorder. Emotional pain is your mind's warning system, and it's built to respond to potential danger and alert you to threats to your safety and your well-being and your mental health. In fact, if emotional pain weren't terrible, it wouldn't get your attention, and that's pain's job. Emotional pain that isn't troublesome to you fails to change your behavior enough to protect you. Your emotional pain warning system tells you that you have said something hurtful, or you've listened to something hurtful, or you've done something unloving, or you've been on the receiving end of something unloving, to avoid certain people, places, and things and situations, and to stop and rest when you're anxious. By giving you some unpleasant feelings, emotional pain buys you time to heal and teaches you to avoid certain unhealthy people, places, things, situations in the future. So, believe it or not, emotional pain is actually a good thing as long as you pay attention to it and make adjustments accordingly. It's your mind's way of keeping you safe and alive and sane. We could probably go so far as to say emotional pain is essential for survival. Otherwise, as a human race, we would be so angry with one another all the time and killing one another all the time that we would not have survived as a species.